So in this episode, we're going to talk about a bunch of restaurants in the Breckenridge area. I'm going to start it off with some restaurants that we didn't have time to go to this go around, but we've gone to them in the past, and just talk a little bit about them. And then I will go into all of the places that we ate, and I'll kind of do it in order of like my least favorite to my favorite. Hope you enjoy.
We are Emma and Jack Lindsay. Together with our daughter, we travel around enjoying great food and drinks along the way. Our goal is to take our experiences to help you plan your next trip. Whether it's a brewery, a winery, a unique food experience, or a helicopter ride through glaciers, we hope you love your life and get out and live a little. I'm going to start with some restaurants that we didn't have time to go to this time, but we've gone to them in the past. Modest is really pretty inside, but I just think it's a little overpriced for what you get. Happy Bowl we've been there for lunch before, and it's really good, really pretty inside, definitely a good one to go to. Swiss Haven is a really good one to go to if you want fondue, and especially if you're with like a large group of people, it's a good one. Rocky Mountain Underground is a great stop for drinks. They allow dogs outside. They have a large patio. Après is another good one for drinks. They have a lot of options. Blue River Bistro is a lively, eclectic American restaurant. On Saturdays and Sundays, they are open for brunch, and then they're open for lunch and dinner every day of the week. It can be found on Main Street. They have an extensive menu with a bunch of starters, as well as some great entrees. They have a very extensive wine and alcohol list. They also have a kids menu along with some mocktails for them, which is fun. My cocktail was very good. I ordered a Naked and Famous, which is mezcal, yellow chartreuse, Aperol, and lime, and then Jack ordered a beer. We had filet mignon meatballs. Honestly, they kind of tasted like a Swedish meatball. They weren't bad, but they weren't great either. The biggest issue was the sauce was separating, and the whole thing was kind of missing salt. And the butter leaf lettuce. There was a little too much dressing on it. It was kind of swimming in it, and I don't know if it was the vinaigrette, but it kind of tasted like the lettuce wasn't washed. It was a little gritty. Poppy got buttered ravioli. Those were good. Then for the entree, we split the buffalo short rib. This truly was delicious. If you go here, I would definitely order it. It fell off the bone, very tasty, very, very good. Breckenridge definitely is not cheap to go out and eat, but this meal was on the higher end of some of our meals that we've had on this trip.
That's good. That's good. Watch this. You guys just fall off the bone. That's why I like short rib.
They had a dessert menu, but we were just too full. Okay, so now for Crepes A La Cart. It started back in 2000, and if I'm being 100% honest, I think their crepes are really good, but if you're going to go here, expect to wait at least 45 minutes in line because it takes a while. And anytime I've ever tried, it always takes so long, no matter how short or long the line looks. Okay, our next stop is Breckenridge Taphouse. You step back in time in this 1873 historic log boarding home. I love the old feel of this building, especially if you look at the logs. You can see the original cut marks in the wood, as well as some old newspaper. The tin tiling doesn't look original, but it fits the whole look of the place perfectly. It has a full menu as well as 37 taps for you to choose from, in addition to a full cocktail list. We only stopped in for a drink, so we didn't get the full food experience. I had a Paloma, which was delicious with fresh grapefruit juice. Jack got the South Park Mad Juicy IPA. He said it was bitter, not super balanced, but otherwise great stop. Next is the Continental Divide Winery. This winery is the highest altitude winery in the world. They produce all of the wines in their winemaking facility in Fairplay. When you craft and age wines at over 10,000 feet, there's less oxygen in it, resulting in a slower and more gentle fermentation, allowing the true flavors to come through. They have also won several awards for some of their wines. We ended up sharing the combo red and white flight as well as the white flight. All of their wines are great. My favorite this time around was definitely the Blanc de Blanc. We even took a bottle home with us. I also enjoyed some of the other whites in addition to the rosé. In 1859, thousands flocked to Colorado for the gold rush. In 1861, this very site was a tent structure known as Long Saloon, opened as a localing waterhole for miners. Then the permanent building was built in 1879. Gold Band Saloon has stood for over 140 years, playing host to gunfights, outlasting Prohibition, and boasting the longest continuous liquor license west of the Mississippi. Now that's impressive. Now it has added to its history by adding Carboy's Winery, offering wines on bottle and in tap right next door. I love the old feel of this place. It feels like any second an old-time miner is going to walk in. They have a full list of beer as well as liquor, as well as a full menu. Think bar food. It's a must-stop if you're definitely in the area. I did the mint julep. It's great, strong, warm drink, and Jack did a Budweiser, and we had some french fries as a snack. If you haven't caught on by now, Poppy loves her fries. Yum. Mountaintop Cookie Shop. Love their cookies. They are fantastic, and if you buy 6, you get 2 more for free. They're soft, super tasty cookies with a bunch of really fun, different flavors. Even have sandwich cookies with frosting in the middle, as well as the traditional ones. Next is Aurum. They're open 7 days a week with happy hour from 4 to 6. They're just a block up from Main Street, and they actually have a 1-bedroom condo on the top of the restaurant if you're looking for somewhere to stay. The building is designed very nicely. I would have loved to have eaten at the bar because it looked really pretty, just didn't work with a baby. They have a full menu as well as drinks, and we got a bunch of stuff to share this time. Jack got an IPA and I got Bee's Knees, which is gin, honey, and lemon, very tasty. We started with the wedge salad with blue cheese, bacon, onions, tomatoes, and apples. It was very good and healthy. Then we got the house rolls with honey butter. They were really good. Fresh and warm, soft on the inside, a little crunchy on top. It was a big crowd pleaser. We got Poppy the kids' mac and cheese. Whew, that was good mac and cheese. It should be on the adults menu. Then we had the Korean fried chicken. This was a favorite. Really delicious, but definitely has a kick to it, so if you can't do spice, probably not for you. It wasn't crunchy, but it was still so good. Then the falafel. If I'm being honest, it was a little dry, but it was still good. A great vegetarian option. Lastly, we shared the curry rabbit pot pie. It was good. Not sure if I would order it again. It felt like it was missing a flavor. The top crust was good though. It was almost like a cracker. That was a nice different take. It was my birthday, so we did get dessert. We got the churros and cheesecake. It was good. The blueberry compote was delicious. We were all fighting over that. The churros were tasty. Cheesecake was good, but I'm slightly lactose intolerant, so I only had a little bit of that. But everything else was great. Whiskey Star Smokehouse is a Texas-style barbecue at 9,600 feet. The meats are served by half pounds. You head straight to the back of the restaurant and you order your food and you take it to the table and eat it. They smoke everything with spot oak wood. There is also a full bar plus 160 whiskeys, as well as beer, wine, and other liquor. We're a fan of this place. Jack is from Texas and smokes a lot of meat at home, and he even approves. In my opinion, always get the chili and whatever fish they have. Always super good, and Jack also suggests the cream corn. It's a quick meal. As long as there's tables available, you get your food and you eat and you're out. Next is Broken Compass. They actually have 2 locations. This one is the one on Main Street, and then about 2 miles away from Main Street, there's another one. This is a definite stop at if you're into craft beers. They have a good-sized merchandise area. We've bought a few things from here in the past. We tried a few beers today. I'm a big fan of their sours and stouts, and Jack likes their IPAs. The one on Main Street, if you sit at the bar, the countertop is actually a wireless charging station. That is super helpful. Cheers! Now for Breckenridge Brewery. You can get beer as well as food here. Breckenridge Brewery started in 1990, so over 30 years ago, between the mountains on Main Street. In 1992, they opened a spot downtown, but that has since moved several miles away. Then in 2015, they opened the spot in Littleton. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would do so because I am sure I will be filming the Littleton location since we go there a lot. Breckenridge produces about 60,000 barrels a year, and as of 2016, it's now part of Anheuser-Busch, and it distributes beer to 46 states. The company is a very sustainable company. They're very focused on not wasting water and trying to use as much solar energy as possible. Look them up to learn more if you're interested in this. Now for some of the beers that we had on this trip. The Nitro was really good, fantastic as always, but if they still have the seltzer, I would definitely suggest it because it was so different, especially the fact that it was 11% alcohol, and I'm not a seltzer person. Jack liked the IPA. It reminded him of a Lagunitas Anytime IPA. Now food. 100% get the seasonal bread here. It is always so good. Poppy ends up eating so much of it, and I always wish that we ordered a second one. It's just so good.
Cheers. Cheers. One more? Cheers.
I always end up getting the meatloaf just because it's so good. The best way to explain the food here is like mama's upscale cooking in the best possible way. They've got a great merchandise area as well right when you walk in to the location. Semplice Cafe opened in January of 2020. They use Breck coffee roasters for all of their coffee. It is a vegan and vegetarian menu as well as a few meat options for everyone else. There aren't too many vegan and vegetarian options in Breckenridge, so it's nice to see one. I got the dirty chai with oat milk from here, and I truly think it was the best dirty chai I have ever had. Next up is Cool River Coffee House. They have a lot of really great breakfast options as well as specialty coffees and normal coffees. And then their pastries. Their pastries are so good. We always get something pastry-wise from here, and it is always a crowd favorite, and we're always fighting over who gets the last bite. This time we got like a homemade Pop-Tart that Poppy devoured the entire thing of and refused to share. It's definitely a go-to. Okay, next is Mimo Fancy Tapas. It is a must if you're going to Breckenridge. It's authentic Spanish tapas with amazing cocktails. It's a tiny little spot that almost has speakeasy vibes, but very good. They were so sweet and made Poppy a little fresh squeezed orange juice without me even asking and put it in a little pouch for her.
She just eat the rind of the orange.
We have many of them, so if you like that.
I just ate it like a potato chip.
The croquettes, the empanadas, the octopus, they were all super great little snacks. Would definitely recommend them even if you're just going to come for a drink. They were so good. Poppy had a good amount of our food, but she also had some really good mac and cheese. Now, if you're going to come here, please do me a favor and please get the paella. It is so amazing. They get the rice all nice and crispy with all the fresh seafood. So good. It does take 45 minutes from when you order it, so just keep that in mind. Okay, now for Tin Plate. It is located in a 138-year-old mining cabin. It is upscale pizza. It was home to Breckenridge's gold assayer in 1887. It was where the largest gold nugget was cleaned and weighed. Go and watch my last videos if you want to learn more about that. With all this history in mind, the Tin Plate carefully renovated the building to reflect the unique heritage of the building. They have a happy hour menu every day from 3 to 5:30, as well as a full bar with beer and cocktails, as well as a full wine list.
Cheers. You want cheers? Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, why it's so cute.
Okay, I cannot say enough good things about this place. The meatballs are delicious in homemade tomato sauce, and the bread is a sourdough base and freshly baked and warm, just delicious. Then for the pizza. The fig and prosciutto pizza had a nice balsamic glaze, a lot of prosciutto, not an overly powering amount of fig, and then the goat cheese balanced it all out. The bolognese pizza, it was an elevated margarita pizza with bolognese on top. Delicious.
Good.
It's good crust. Good pizza.
That's really good. That's really good with the balsamic and the like crispy prosciutto. I like it. Then the cookies that they get from their sister restaurant, Dynamite Cookies, right next door. Wow. Just wow. They were just so good. A sourdough base, so they weren't overly sweet, which personally I'm a bigger fan of. They were warm and gooey, just so good. Definitely order some, if not all of them, like we did. Thank goodness, because they were just good, good, good. Okay, now for the last one, Breckenridge Distillery. This is going to be a multi-part one because there is a tasting room right off of Main Street that you can go to, as well as a full-on restaurant that has an even more intense tasting if you feel like paying for that. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about some of the whiskeys that we tried. The port cast finish would be great for an old-fashioned. It was very smooth. You got notes of fig, plum, dark cherry all up front, and then it finishes with like an orange zest. Won the best mixed whiskey. Then the Madeira finish. This has like a wine with Luxardo cherry finish to it with a little bit of smoke. More of a Scotch forward, definitely you can taste the cherry. And then for the PX cast finish, this one was the most complex. You had like an earthy flavor with some golden raisins and nutmeg. A lot more like a Scotch. This won the best whiskey for 3 years. It would be like a great cigar smoking whiskey. In my opinion, it burned a little bit more than the other two. And Jack said that this was the closest whiskey that tasted like Scotch that he has ever had. We actually ended up buying all 3 of these to take home with us. We liked them that much. The rum cast finish was sweet at the end. We're both not huge rum fans, so wasn't up our alley. The high proof was cherry with sweet flavor finish, good on ice, kind of just a good whiskey. Aquavit, it's a Scandinavian digestive. You get eucalyptus, orange peel, definitely tastes of licorice, and a little bit of caraway. Not our fave. So this is the other Breckenridge Distillery, and this one you can also dine at. And Breckenridge Distillery was founded in 2008 and is the world's highest distillery. It is most known for its blended bourbon whiskeys. It is one of the most highly awarded craft bourbons with many awards. It's been designated as one of the top 3 bourbons in the US. They also do other things, not just bourbon, like gin and vodka and a bunch of other things. It's basically all spirits. They're open Wednesday to Sunday for lunch and dinner, as well as bar service. The restaurant brings unique flavors together with a relaxed mountain vibe. Their goal is to give people local, seasonal, and approachable dishes. They offer 30-minute tours on Sunday of their facilities, along with tastings. They also offer an in-depth 60-minute private tour where you get to also taste the product they have not released yet. Or you can just come and taste anytime they're open. You can do a tasting like the one I showed previously on Main Street, or pick from several options like a food pairing that goes along with the tastings. They have a happy hour menu, which is basically the same stuff that's on the normal menu, just at a reduced price, as well as a full cocktail menu, as well as a kids one, in case you got any little ones. I got a gin cocktail with lemon and hints of rosemary. It was really, really good. If we weren't at altitude, I probably would have had a few more. And then Jack got a really good old-fashioned that he enjoyed.
Thank you. One more. Cheers.
Okay, now onto the food. This was the salmon rolls. They were fantastic. We actually ordered another round of them because they were that good. They did have a kick to them, so if you're not great with spice, maybe not your thing. They are also raw, so if raw fish isn't your thing, don't order them. Then the tots, they had barbecue chicken on them with cheese. Very good. The tots were super crispy, which is great when you put extra stuff on top. The pork rinds were delicious, super fresh. They were warm, and they were still popping and crackling when they brought them to the table. Then we shared the sous vide octopus. If you like octopus, I highly recommend this one. It was fantastic. Super soft, buttery. They were char grilled on the outside after sous vide. Just delicious. And whatever those huge beans were really good and rounded out the whole thing. They also have a dessert menu, which thank God we got it this time. We got the lemon tart, which was super delicious. Even Poppy was a humongous fan. We did not leave a single crumb left on the table. It was that good. Super tart, good. If you only have time to eat at one place, I would highly suggest Breckenridge Distillery. Hope you enjoyed the episodes on the restaurants as much as we enjoyed eating at them. Till next time, get out and live a little. Let's take it down.